Hello, hello, and welcome back to Hero Infinite with Gerg.
How's it going?
My friend, the Atomic Squid on Twitch plays Killstreak in campaign.
Yes, hello.
Yeet.
Hello, my fellow comrades.
See, we're gonna hop right into things, and first thing I want to do is go over some stuff that I don't think I'm gonna have the ability to organically talk about in session, because realistically it would have been last session is when the last kill streak session was when I should have gone over this organically, but I was not at my A game that day.
Okay.
A bit more about the son of the dragon, the fucking we were just looking at his name. We were just talking about how his name's pronounced. Fioli. Hang on. I gotta fucking listen to a robot voice say it again. I just listened to it like 4 times.
Fioli.
Fuel Dragunuli. Fuel. So talk a bit more about Fuel. And his backstory that should have been established a lot more clearly. So again, he is a vampire from Vlad the Impaler's time, where some things that would be able to get clarified through him and would have been clarified in between sessions. I just don't know how to do this organically very well. Vampires are just another species of people. It's not a disease, it's not a spread, they're just there. He's just there as what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he was part of Vlad the Impaler's vampire army.
Okay.
Until he realized, hey, Vlad the Impaler, bit of a fucked up guy. And turned on him, and ultimately got sealed in the sarcophagus, got sealed up in the sarcophagus he's in now, and then the blood hunters started like watching over it after Vlad was gone.
Right.
Anything I say that contradicts stuff discussed last time, it's because I'm retconning it because I've been working a lot more on this character. I thought he was at a ready state last time, but I continued fleshing him out afterward and tweaked a little bit of his backstory, so I don't know how much of it was established previously.
I remember we talked about how he had some sort of connection to the book Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
That inspired a lot of that Dracula in terms of what he became to be.
So, the thing is, Bram Stoker's Dracula is the source of it is literally based off the real-life species of vampire people.
Yes.
So, that is where, like, the connection to Bram Stoker comes in, is that is just what that species is like.
Huh.
So, you know, that meaning he ain't your fucking blah, I'm gonna suck your blood vampire. He can literally turn into mist. He can shapeshift into anything he wants, is nigh unkillable, can feed on the blood of others to gain strength, as well as the soul of people, he would clarify. He's a soul sucker and a blood drinker. He has inhuman strength, like I said, is unkillable, night vision, super enhanced senses, but flowing water is his weakness.
Huh.
He cannot physically pass over flowing water of his own accord.
Does he need like a bridge or something like that to get across it then?
No. He can't cross a bridge on his own. He needs to be like carried over that bridge.
Oh, like how in the book they have they grab the earth that he was buried in and put it in the coffin. They put him in the coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you guys totally would have been like, so Bram Stoker's Dracula, and he'd been like, fucking what? And you would have like read the shit to him, and he'd been like, parts of that are correct. None of it pertains to me. Parts of it are correct about my species. But anyway, with that set of stuff roughly explained, let's start to ease into the actual flow of this week's session. So, as we open up, you know, several years ago, when KillStreak was still part of the U.S. military fighting against Sphinx in the Middle East. So we open up in sort of like a boot camp area where it's a couple soldiers sitting around. It's like, have you heard? They're bringing back the old super soldier programs from Vietnam. No, that's not right. That program's dead in the water. It was too dangerous. But they got some new super soldiers going on. What do you mean new? And another one pipes up, like, I saw them, a few of them at work. It's this weird suits they're giving them. Like, power armor of some kind. What do you mean power armor? Like a mech suit or something, I don't know. What, like those big robots from the Japanese cartoons? No, like more like medieval knights but modern. So they're just putting them in big tin cans. How's that a super soldier? You just gotta see it. They're wild, and as they're talking, it's like they're in like a military base in the desert, you know. Yeah. As they're talking, we see KillStreak walk by in the background. They all look over like, oh, so that's what you mean by different. And with that, the camera moves. You know, this is a earlier in his career KillStreak. Your armor is a bit more pristine than how it currently stands in like actual modern day, you know.
Would you say this is like a couple months after the live fire test?
Yeah, realistically, yeah. Like this is like one of your first few deploys. Like not your first time being deployed, but one of the first few times you were deployed.
Oh, okay. So he's still kind of in that mindset of like everything is somewhat relatively good.
Yeah. You're still like walking through, looking around, like, you know, the words. As we open up, you're on your way to a place in the space that you are going to be briefed on what you're doing. And, you know, as you walk in, you glance over and you see 3 other soldiers like yourself.
He just waves on them.
All the suits of armor are a little bit different because they're still in their experimental phase. So, like, suit to suit, there's like small differences as they sort of try and eke them out and figure out how they work or how they will work. You know?
Yeah. So like one has like a Fallout-esque kind of look to it.
I mean, kind of. I was actually gonna describe. So, the way they look is. Hang on. Let me see if I can't get the artwork of your character on has a baseline for the description. You posted that in Hero Infinite in the Gas Network, correct? Let me find it. Sorry. Let me just get the image up.
Where is it? Where is the artwork? I will find the art.
Here it is. So this is the art. This is KillStreak's armor as Arm had drawn it. If it'll show it, hold on. There you go. So that's sort of what KillStreak's armor looks like, right? So to describe the other 3 suits in the room, one of them is labeled as 001. Its helmet is a lot more like boxed off in its shape. It doesn't have like the narrowing towards the back. It like like the face is squared, and it has its visor is a little bit like bigger, if you get what I mean. Like it like you would be able to see the nose if the visor wasn't tinted.
Okay.
And the suit is almost more armored than yours, but it looks like they are. Not more armor, because you're in, like, full armor, but, like, there's, like, chunkier in a lot of areas.
Yeah. Bulkier.
The best way I can describe it is, imagine if you tried to model out KillStreak's armor on a PS2 game. You know, a lot bulkier, a lot more straight edges.
Oh, okay.
Then another one of them is labeled as 002. And theirs is bigger than yours, but a lot more rounded and soft in its shape. Not soft in its shape. It's like it has a silhouette akin to a professional bodybuilder, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Where it's like built so that the armor plating moves in a way that matches natural human musculature, but the suit's a lot bigger and heavier looking. And on the back, it looks like it even has a larger power pack on the back than yours.
Oh, kind of like the Hulkbuster armor.
Yeah, kind of Hulkbuster armor, but not that big. It's like he's maybe a foot taller than you.
Okay, okay.
And then the last one is labeled as 004. And 004, they... Hold on a second. Hey, Tiger King. Give me a quick second. I'm just looking at something on my notes real fast. Okay, yeah. 004 suit. Let me get that back up. It is a lot sleeker than yours. You know, so you get to, like, if the numbers are actually accurate to the models that the suits were printed out in, you know, 01 was the baseline, then 2 got bulkier, and then since 2 they've been sleeking it down.
Okay.
So theirs is a lot sleeker than yours, and like the part on the back that jets out also goes down a little bit and like molds into the armor as a whole. And like there's some like small like piping that comes out, so the suit is, the helmet of the suit is much more part of the suit on their version.
All right.
And so, you know, you've got a group of the other super soldiers there, and as you walk in, they look over, you know, they glance over and they give nods to you, and the commander in the room walks over, which has a little bit of a name drop for those who've been watching the series as a whole. Hold on. Where is it? The person who walks over is, where is it? General Dylan Monroe is stood in the room.
General Dylan Monroe.
And he looks over. He's like, he like looks across all and he's like, so you're the so-called super soldiers that have been sent. Well, why don't we find out just how super all of you are, huh? We have a situation.
What's the situation?
He brings up like satellite imagery, and he's like, Sphinx have taken control, words. I can speak. There's a heavy Sphinx presence in insert Middle Eastern city name that I should have done more research to come up with a name of a Middle Eastern city that's not a real one, but it sounds Middle Eastern. Listen, I've had a busy week.
It's alright, it's alright.
You know, a small Middle Eastern city. They've taken up a heavy presence within the town hall here. When we initially sent our men, they were all rebuffed, and you see like images of basically like live feed from helmet cams as they're all like going in and like immediately start getting picked off by sniper fire. We've since gained intel that leads us to believe that they have hired a mercenary in order to help them. By the name of, hold on.
Oh, Tyrant King asked if Austin Bolt was a good name for the city.
Oh yeah, sure. Thank you, Tiger King. It is Austin Bull. So it sounds kind of like Istanbul. Austin Bull was Constantinople.
KillStreak is kind of like
Ah.
grimacing at the footage.
But yeah, and he said, we believe that they've hired a skilled mercenary by the name of Lisa Mayway, and they show images of like this woman. She's got like long silver hair and is like very physically fit, and in the imagery that they have of her, she's like, it's like various like what's the word? Like distant shots of her, and she's usually wearing like some like somewhat nice combat gear or armor, you know.
Okay.
Words. I can speak them. They show like this, so like show footage of her and it's like she sorry, I'm doing that thing where I'm getting like very caught up in my own speech and not being able to talk because of it.
That's okay. Just take your time. Take your time.
Wait. But yeah. She's been active in many places throughout the world, usually helping dictators to rise to power and hold their positions. And they side through images of her like stood by various like, you know, modern day dictatorial figures such as Kim Jong-un and the like. When in almost all occasions, we were ultimately able to get her to turn heel due to offering higher payment to steal information. As of yet, we've been unable to contact her again, or get into contact with her again. We can only assume that she is on the side of Sphinx currently. We need, so, since we can't get actual soldiers in to clean out the facility, we think it's best if we send you in.
Do you want her captured?
Sure, she can be sorry. You bring her back dead or alive. So long as you take out that insurgent cell, that's all that matters. They sit in a key strategic location to continuing our expanse against the terrorist activities in the area. All of the soldiers sort of like nod in response. You move out words. You all move out in 1 hour, so let's get moving.
Sir, yes, sir. Consider it done.
So, you all get your equipment. Like I said, like it's a. Sorry, I never muted my phone before recording session began.
Sorry.
Fuck. Fuck.
Oh, Tyrant asked if the lady's job is to basically place people into power of different countries.
Basically, yes. So people who want to be in power hire her to help them come into power, is what she's been doing.
She's a little like Black Widow from the sounds of it.
Yeah, you could say kind of Black Widow-ish.
Like pre-MCU Black Widow. Like I'm talking about like 60s and 70s iteration Black Widow.
Yeah, but much like not nearly as much of a covert figure as that Black Widow.
Okay.
Like she is a outright mercenary who will like you know, who do you need killed? Point me there. Who do you need killed or not killed? And like I said, he's been willing to betray these leaders once they're in power in exchange for a high enough pay. So, in all likelihood, she's here trying to help Sphinx come into power in the area, and won't betray them until she's given a high pay and they're already where they're supposed to be.
Unless you can be convinced otherwise in a more patriotic fashion to, you know, join the good side.
What's more patriotic than bombing and shooting people who disagree with you?
Exactly.
So it's the American way to shoot people that are different from you.
Plays like the truth, justice, and the American way shit over the background. look up at the sky. Is it a bird? It's a plane. No, it's a Moab about to land on my house.
But yeah, so you guys like step out and like you head over to a sort of a very early prototype version of the VTOLs that are seen later in the Hero Infinite series. Like something that's like closer to helicopter than VTOL currently, still having the whole helicopter blade on top, but having a different design of stabilizers, almost like it was a baby step way over.
Okay.
And you guys get your gear, get on, and you're all sat in the back. Do you want to try and speak to any of the other super soldiers?
I feel like he's probably having O2 and O4 next to him while he's like weapon cleaning and ammo counting.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like...
Sorry. Yeah. Tiger King just asked what a VTOL is. Think Vertibird from Fallout.
Oh, here, why don't I just send you the photo of...
oh yeah, didn't we have a picture, an example image of what the VTOL looks like?
Yeah, there was like, because we were wondering what that VTOL would look like, and I brought up an Osprey.
Yeah, where is it? Did we ever pin that image? We did not. Did I ever post that image in Hero Infinite chat? I don't think I did. I know we've had example images of the VTOL shown before.
Well, let me. I'll just send you what I got right here. It's not quite it because I remember we settled on something a little bit different, but it's close enough.
Where is it? COVID.
No, I just have this head cold. I already took the COVID test. It came back negative.
Damn, I could have sworn and I had a example. Oh, there's the one that I'm gonna go ahead and throw that over into All Eric Talk. That's actually a very good example of what the one you're getting on right now looks like. So the vehicle he's getting on is something akin to this right now. But so they all get on board it, and yeah, you said O2 and O3 would be on either side of you, or O2 and O4?
Yeah.
It'd probably be 2 on one side, 2 on the other side of the vehicle.
Okay, so then it'd probably be 2 next to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. It's like an Osprey is kind of like a multi-purpose, multi-function kind of aerial vehicle.
Yeah, a VTOL is, I was trying to remember what it was, but I just popped back in my head. Vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. So a helicopter's technically a VTOL. It's a vehicle that can that can fly without need of a runway. As of later in the setting, I've shared images in previous episodes of what like the VTOLs look like, and now like this is at some point a couple of years ago is when this is taking place.
Yep.
Did we ever actually pin onto the timeline when your training happened?
I don't think we did. Let's see.
We did
first one's
not.
First. No.
We don't even have your birthday on here, huh?
Not even the major freedom stuff.
Yeah, none of that is actually on the timeline currently. Oh no, wait, no, Major Freedom's on the timeline.
Never mind. Never mind.
But nothing relating to you is on here.
No.
Anyway.
So I feel like because he's next to 2, maybe he's like talking to like, he's like a chump and be like, nervous?
2 is in like the bigger bulkier armor, and they just like wordlessly turn and look at you for a moment.
Alright, so we all know the play here in terms of what to do. Capture, dead or alive. I vote maybe, I don't know, capture. Seems like would be a very valuable target, to aid in our betting.
O1 speaks. Ideally, avoiding Ideally, we want to avoid death as much as we can, but ultimately, we have to do what we can to accomplish the mission.
That much is true. That much is true.
If you feel if you feel you have no choice, or if we feel we have no choice, we have to fire first.
All right.
And then the one in number 4 speaks. Although our armor does certainly give us an edge, we can survive a few shots. Whereas others might fall faster.
I say that we go in from top, hit them from top to bottom. This way, it will be harder for them to escape, and they'll be boxed in, allowing us to go in for a much more cleaner and efficient manner.
Forrest says, I believe that may be the best option. Maybe we can have number 3 drop in on ground floor. You got some bulky armor there.
I could handle it.
I meant to say number 2. Maybe number 2 can drop in on the ground floor with that bulky armor of theirs. 1 and 3 can drop on the roof, and I'll drop on a neighboring one to try and give sniper support.
All right, sounds good.
Well, let's see how well all of you can handle yourselves, he says.
He's just like staring them. He's kind of like he's got that "Hi, I'm new here," like "Hi, my name is," kind of like vibes. Tapping on his rifle. So, you come to work often?
The water in this cooler sure is good. We're in a helicopter.
Did you know that my granddad jumped out of a helicopter once? It was great.
But yeah.
He didn't make it, but it was great.
Get a hero point. Jesus. Man. Do you know that if you jump out of a plane without a parachute, you'll be able to survive the rest of your life?
Wait, what?
If you jump out of a plane without a parachute, you'll be able to survive the rest of your life.
You shitting me.
I don't know if it's clicking.
You'll be able to survive the rest of your life.
Your life would end the moment you hit the ground.
Oh.
You'd survive.
I thought for a quick second it was like the light flashing before your eyes effect.
You know. Anyway. So, you guys drop down on the site and, hang on. Where's the button? Where's the button for it? There it is. Why is the... No, that's not the right color. Hold on. There we go. Updated the color. So, you guys descend it down on the location. Hang on. So, you guys, I assume would like... Or hang on, let me use words. So, number 4 grabs a hold of a sniper rifle as well as some grenades, both explosive, flashbang, and smoke. Number 1 takes like your sort of standard issue military, like semi-automatic rifle, as well as some grenades. And number 2 grabs a shotgun and I can't use words. They grab a shotgun and just a bunch of shotgun rounds. What do you get? Assume you have whatever military equipment you want. What do you get?
Well, he's definitely going to have his service pistol, his combat knife,
Ooh, number one would
like-
actually get a pistol as well as backup.
I feel like that he'd probably have some sort of standard issue, like an AR-15 or something like that, or hell, maybe even a SCAR.
Okay. So rifle and pistol.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, you guys like fly over the location, and you know, immediately, not like as soon as you're like in the position where you're supposed to be, number 2 just goes over and jumps out the back, and is quickly followed by number 4 starting to get up and go over. Are you gonna like say or do anything as this is happening?
No, he's just following out the door.
Yeah, I'll just jump out.
Yeah.
You all fly down, and we're gonna do a level 2 test to see if you land at where. Actually, no, a level 1 test to see if you land where you're supposed to. Do you have anything that you think would help?
I mean, I do have military background, as well as that super strength.
I'll argue that military background can help in this scenario.
I should also give you the power armor stuff.
Yes.
There's also strength enhancements.
Again, this is just to see if you land where you're trying to when jumping out the back of a plane.
Oh, in which case then it's just gonna be like the military background check. Then I think that's gonna
It's a level 1 check. Which oh yeah. By the way, I should mention this to those viewing. This is at this point. I've been mentioning that we've been slowly weaning into the rule set of Alpha 2. This session is full on using the prototype build of Alpha. The prototype build of Alpha 2. Meet with the rule set that is not currently visible to everybody on the Discord, but when you watch this on YouTube, it may just be available, may not. Depends on how soon this goes up. Anyway, we're officially using a slightly different rule set, so if things sound different to the book you've read so far, that's why. Do you are you gonna spend any hero points, or like I said,
No.
you only need 1 success out of 6 dice?
No, I'm gonna let things happen. I'm gonna let things happen. Also, Tyrant said power armor. Did I hear that correctly? That would be correct, my friend.
Yes. Which I think I should mention this. I've mentioned this previously, but in setting there's a distinct line between these 3 terms of cybernetic enhancement, power armor, and mecha. Cybernetic enhancements are light metal frames that are placed on limbs in order to increase strength and mobility. They ultimately are not very bulky and do not take very much space, and they're purely utilitarian for making you stronger, more able to run or whatever. They don't really provide any defense.
Can they also be for aesthetic stuff, like aesthetic reasons?
In theory, yes, but they haven't been implemented in that way in universe yet.
Oh, okay.
Power armor is a bulky, full-body suit that you wear, that when you take it off will continue to stand on its own, or no, that will not continue to stand on its own, sorry. If you take it off, it's like individual pieces that you'd pile up, it's armor. And it's primarily meant to be defense as well as boosting a personal ability. And a mecha suit, which does not actually exist in setting yet, but will potentially exist in the future, is stand out in that it is something that is a singular unified piece, similar to a vehicle. So if you get out of a mecha suit, it can just continue to stand in its position, whereas the power armor would fall down without a human inside supporting it, if that makes sense. And a mech is generally has much more in it. It has utilizes much more power inside of it. But so you guys jump down and you land down on the roof. You're exactly where you guys planned.
Sweet.
And as you land down, already on the roof there is the woman you're looking for. Lisa Mayway.
Lisa Mayway.
Yeah, and she's her white hair is pulled back into a ponytail as she stands up. She's wearing she's wearing sort of a combat armor type thing, you know, like Kevlar and metal padding and armor all over her body.
Okay.
And she stands up and looks over, and she's like, well, you're certainly different from the other soldiers they've sent my way.
KillStreak has like his gun aimed at her, and he's like, Lisa Medwalk, you have the right to stay where you are. You're coming with us.
Mayway was her name.
Mayway.
Yes.
Sorry.
Ooh, real scary. And she puts her hands up, still with the sniper rifle in one hand, but she like puts them up in the air.
He's walking over to her slowly, motioning for number 2 to stay where he's at.
So what's the so what is the deal with that armor of yours? We jumping to some sort of science fiction situation now?
He walks on over. He's like, "This is just a need to know basis. I guess you could think of it as stuff for me to know, for you to find out."
So you're gonna like walk over, and what's your plan? Like,
he's gonna disarm her and just basically try and put her in cuffs, try to make it look the most simplest. Obviously, it's not gonna be, but.
So you walk toward her, and as soon as you're close, she sort of like throws the sniper rifle at you, which, you know, instinctively you would obviously like try and like scramble with it, knock it over.
Yep.
Exoskeleton, that was the word I was looking for everywhere. Cyber augment's the word I meant. The word I was looking for originally was exoskeleton, but I drew a blank on that. Thank you, Tyrant King. Yeah, exoskeleton, power armor, and mecha armor. Power armor's like Fallout 3 New Vegas power armor, and mecha suits are like 476 power armor. Exactly, that's a very good way of putting it. So, like I said, she fucking...
Yeah, she tossed her rifle.
Yeah, and she's basically again trying like they're making an attack on you, basically being the initiator of combat now. Where they're going to try and words and how to use them. They're basically trying to like move around you and hit you in certain ways to sort of like knock you down on your knees, like harm you, knock you prone a little bit. What do you do with your reaction?
Mainly block.
All right. A successful block against this character would be a level 4 challenge.
I do have super strength level 2 naturally, as well as the power armor enhancements.
What does the power armor enhancement say in its description?
Strength enhancements +1 to all related skill checks.
Okay. I will say that the power armor will also give you an extra die in your defensive roll.
Okay.
That being said, you failed a defensive check.
Okay.
She just finds all the kinks in the armor, you know?
Hey, you know what? We have to have a sly character at some point.
So she sort of like runs around you and hits all like the kink spots in the armor with like, and it's not just like jabs with her hand. She steps around you, pulling out a baton, and is like using the baton to hit like the smaller kink, like weaker spots in the armor, to sort of like semi-disable you and make you stumble down for a moment. And with that, combat has begun, and we're now going to move into yours and number 2's turn. You have number 2 and number 4, number 1 and number 4, because 1 and 4 are the ones here. 2 is the one that went down to the lower level.
Yes.
So 2 is fighting their way up right now. 1 and 4, you can issue commands to, which they may or may not follow, depending on how much it aligns with decisions they would make. So you sort of have allies that have partial control over right now.
So I would say one would probably be. I would say KillStreak's going to order one to engage, but engage at a distance.
Mm-hmm. So like open fire.
Yes, aim for the non-vital areas.
Yeah.
You want her alive.
And I can try to issue anything to.
To 4.
Yeah.
KillStreak would probably tell 4 to keep sights on her, and if she starts running off, nail her.
All right. Nail her. And what are you gonna do with your action?
He's gonna get back up and just tackle her.
Okay. With your receiving, I'm going to have the fire support you're getting from number 1 be reflected in an advantage die.
Okay.
So you're to successfully attack her will be a level 4 challenge. You get 1 advantage die from being aided, plus bonus dice from what bonus dice do you get for this? You have super strength and the strength enhancements of your armor, correct?
Yes. Military background, maybe, because they would be training.
I'll allow military background to help here.
Okay.
Anything else?
No. Oh, energy shield, maybe? But that's
No,
more
not
like
in this
bullets.
case. Yeah. See, that you should have brought that up during the blocking.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I should've.
But so, alright, and so again, I'm going to, there's the star points section in the rulebook.
Yep.
Keep in mind, if you want to buy additional dice, you must do that before you roll.
Yes.
So you have to let me know now before I tell you any results I get.
I'm gonna let the dice speak for themselves.
Alright. And that's the last reminder you're gonna get. Going forward, you have to say if you're spending them when you state what your action is.
Yes.
So you got 3 successes. 1 success shy of, doing anything to them.
Nice.
So, gonna let that stand?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll let it stand.
You basically, like, go to, like, grab and tackle them, and, number 1 is trying to line up a shot as best as they can, as she's, like, basically maneuvering around, like, she sort of, like, dips and ducks underneath you as you go after her, and she scoops up the sniper rifle she had, and as we go into her turn, she basically, like, rolled, like, did a roll past you, scoops up the sniper rifle, and she has it, like, lined up at your back, and she's gonna fire at you.
I'm gonna use my shields to defend me, and I'm going to throw in 3 star points.
Alright. And you're gonna get an advantage from just, being in armor.
Yes.
So.
This is the moment. This is the big reveal. This is the moment.
And you're gonna spend 3 star points on additional dice?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. Was a level 4 challenge. Is this world still using normal ballistic weapons? Yes. So again, for timeline context, this event is taking place a couple of years in the past. Like, most Hero Infinite sessions are taking place in the year 2023. This session is a few years in the past, but a slightly more advanced than our reality past. Because there's power armor and super soldiers and all of that. In 2023, we are just at the verge of discovering non-ballistic weaponry. So at this moment, ballistic weaponry is being used against him in his power armor. Which she like brings up the sniper rifle, fires it at you, and like the energy shield, which you have to manually activate it, don't you? We had established that.
Yes, he has a control wrist.
I imagine you like bring your hand to the wrist and like the whole shield like vroom, appears behind your back.
Yes.
I've always pictured in my head the shield looking like sort of a blue hexagonal field, but I don't know if you want to describe it differently.
Personally, I've thought about hexagonal field, but for copyright reasons, because certain green armored fellow soldier.
Oh, I don't think a hexagonal field is copyrightable.
Okay. Because another thing I was thinking in my mind, it could be more of like glass, like shattered glass, like when it explodes.
Oh, that's a really fun idea.
And
So
when
like
comes
it looks
together-
like nothing until until contact is made with it.
Yes.
I like that. So it looks like just glass broken midair around you.
Yes, and it's like electrical cracks, like you can hear the static in the air almost,
Yeah.
like the atoms of the shield break away.
Yeah, and like the bullet basically flattens, and then when the shield goes down, the bullet falls to the ground.
Yep.
Well, that's something new.
I think we're initiating combat 2-1 now, right? Or does it go back to me?
You had a draw with her, and in a defensive action, you can't push the grid forward, you just stop it from moving.
Okay.
But if you use your reaction to counterattack, you can push it back in your favor, but you do the roll at a disadvantage when you're counterattacking. Ooh, hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, while Ollie is at disposed, take this time to feel free to like, subscribe to Ulrich for his fantastic content, as the man is building a legacy that is beyond the likes of Disney, McDonald's, Oreos. It's just simply called Ulrich. Ulrich. Subscribe, like, follow on Twitch.
Okay, I'm back, sorry.
Welcome back.
Just my roommate needed to ask me something. Where were we?
She said that's interesting after the shield cracked.
Yeah, when she saw it crackling. So now it is your turn.
In her moment of like fascination, he's bursting after her.
Positively bursting.
He's gonna like when he's running towards her, he's looking to like push gun up and just pin.
Okay. So, strength boost from super soldier, strength boost from power armor, military training. So 3 extra dice. Are you having any extra commands from your allies?
Just to keep eyes on her, make sure she doesn't slip away, and I guess I'll sprinkle in 3 more SP star points.
All right. So, holy shit! You just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes. So again, this is a level 4 challenge. You got 8 successes. So the first damage was done at the 4th die, and every die above that is another damage.
Damn, that's a lot of damage.
Meaning you move the grid 5 points, the maximum amount of points it can move in one turn. So, up. If you had gotten any more, you would have been able to apply a negative effect to her.
Damn.
So you, in full power armor, basically just tackle this woman. You know, so knocking the wind out of her, so like the sniper rifle being knocked, or the sniper rifle is still in her hand, but she's like fallen over now, and isn't exactly in a position to fire it.
I would assume at this point she's got some bruises because this is armor.
Yeah, at that point you've definitely bruised her. That's the first hit you landed on her.
Didn't you ever hear "Don't ever hit a woman"? If she has a sniper rifle, I do think the context applies otherwise.
I thought that you yourself were like, didn't you ever hear to not hit a woman? And then backed out on your own statement. Get a hero point. Or a star point. There's star points now because we're in Alpha 2. Has some fun background knowledge. The reason that they were changed from hero points to star points is I wanted a more generic name for if people wanted to run a villain-based campaign when the system releases.
Okay.
But so you get another star point, and then it becomes her turn with her sort of like slammed down by you. She's going to grab a pistol that she had holstered on her hip that you did not see and try and shoot you at point blank range in the stomach.
He's just going to just like
Which
use
I'm gonna quickly say that's gonna be a level 5 attack.
Okay. So I guess in a reactionary sense.
Hang on, sorry. Let me correct myself. A better... using my own rule set of how my system's supposed to work, I shouldn't raise the level of the attack, I should apply a disadvantage due to the situation. It's a level 4 attack, and because she's so close, you're at disadvantage from avoiding.
Okay. I feel like KillStreak would react just by dodging.
So you're just gonna, like, roll off her.
Okay, maybe dodging was the correct word. What he just basically like uses other free hand to just like push. Actually, no, I feel like maybe he squeezed the gun in her hands. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, you're gonna try and grab her hand and stop her from firing. In which case, your super strength will apply as well as military training.
Yes, and I'll sprinkle in 3 more star points.
To buy extra dice, or do you want to use one of those to remove the disadvantage?
Remove the disadvantage.
Alright, so you're rolling 2 extra dice and the disadvantage is removed. And you will literally just roll enough to not get hit. So, you grab onto her hand and, like, you sort of, like, you know, before she can pull the trigger, you squeeze her wrist and, like, cause her to, like, release the gun. Or actually, no, I'm actually gonna say since you just got it, you don't squeeze her hand, but you sort of push it away a little as you're squeezing it, and she fires off the shot, and it skims your armor, but it doesn't, like, hurt you in any way.
Yeah, it just makes the armor look cooler.
And now it's your turn.
He's going in for the paralyzed, so what isn't there like a nerve along the neck that if you pinch it, it causes the person to go to sleep or something like that?
I don't know if that's real, but we're in a fictitious setting, so yeah, roll of cool. You're gonna go for that nerve?
Yeah.
You get 3 extra dice because of all your buffs. Again, she's a level 4 enemy at this current time. Okay. So, 2 points in your favor, as you are basically choking her out more than pinching a nerve.
Yes.
Is this lady used to fighting? She's a trained mercenary who's been at working for over a decade. Yes, she's used to fighting. She is going to... so you're sort of choking her out, and she's, like, holding on to it, and she's, like, looking in the, at your visor for a moment. She, like, squints, and she goes, Major?
Just Major?
Yeah, she says, like, Major, like, squinting, looking at you for a moment.
He's just thinking to himself, like, Major? Fuck. I feel like he'd still be too dedicated and would ask questions later about that.
Alright. And she's gonna try and fight you off of her.
I guess for the ultimate pin down, if she's not fully knocked out, I guess he's just going to lift her up and just, like, drop her down.
Oh. So, that would count as a counterattack, meaning it comes with 1 disadvantage.
I'm fine with that, and I will use 3 SPs for that disadvantage.
1 to get rid of disadvantage, 2 to get new dice?
Yeah, just 1 to get rid of the disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes with... Oh, wait, sorry, hang on. 6 successes, because one of them burst, giving another one, with 2 disadvantage, meaning it's literally just enough to not get hurt.
Nice.
Because in a tie on a counterattack, you don't take damage, she doesn't take damage, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, you sort of like fumble her, like you sort of like lift her up and like move her so she's not able to like, get a good grip on trying to like get you off.
Yes.
Now it's your turn. Continue choking out.
Yeah, just continue choking out.
And she's of course just trying to get free. Okay. So you got 2 successes with 2 dice breaks, meaning 0 successes altogether.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say she successfully basically like pries your grip loose and like pushes your hand up a little, moving herself down, and sort of like does because you had her like pinned down, so you were like on your knees holding her down, and she basically like does a flip out of your legs, like from between your legs, if you get what I mean, and is on her feet again.
Then I guess he's just going to be issuing commands for number 1 to go in for the like fist fighter.
Yeah. All right. So he's gonna look over and be like, oh, and start going. But it's now her turn. She's gonna basically just start running for the exit at this point. She realizes she can't take on 3 guys in power or 2 guys in power armor.
That's when he issues to number 4.
Yeah. And number 4 lines up his shot and fucking you hear like, you know, the gun fire, and she fucking drops like a sack of potatoes as you look, and you think he just went for a fucking headshot.
He's like, he takes a moment. He's like, wait, what? He has to kind of like look at her to kind of see the condition she's in.
You can see an entry wound in the back of her head as she lies on the ground.
He's like, what the fuck? What the... 4, that wasn't the priority.
I prevented the target from escaping.
You could have shot her in the legs.
You seriously mourning the loss of somebody who's brought multiple dictators to power.
Could have been a useful target to get information from, at the very least.
And
she
then,
was near Kim Jong-un.
And then you see her starting to get up, holding her eye. And she stands up, and so she gets on 4s, or on 3, like legs in a hand, 3, and like sits up, and she turns over holding her, like blood dripping down her face. She's still fucking alive and shaking a little bit.
He's like, she's not dead? Okay, I'll take it. So that means he's just sprinting for her. Like bolting after her like Usain Bolt.
And as you sprint after her, so she was running towards the exit, which is sort of you're on the roof of a building, so it's like the little like stairway thing that comes up with the metal door. Yeah. And that metal door goes flying off and hits you.
I feel like you go through the metal door though.
Oh, well, it's definitely enough to like throw you back a little bit, or an unexpected metal door flying at you.
Oh, and,
yeah. Standing at the other end is number 2. Holding his shotgun and blood on his suit. Multiple blood splatters.
He's like the Terminator coming out of the hallway. don't.
As you're sort of thrown back, and then she like looks at that for a moment, scrambles, and she runs and leaps off the roof.
He goes towards the edge to see where she landed.
She's just gone. You don't know where she went.
Shit.
And with that, we cut to later. We're gonna like cut ahead to later on when there's a bunch of U.S. troops walking through, basically cleaning up the bloodbath that number 2 left, because he single-handedly, while you guys were fighting the person on the roof, killed every member of the terror organization in the building with just a shotgun. And potentially some beating. Good job, good job to all of you. The general walking by. We successfully captured the important location. I'm going to immediately start trying to arrange to put you all into a team. How does the name Sigma sound? As he looks to all of you.
If that's the team name, then that's the team name. And he stares over at 4 in a very like What the fuck did you do today?
And we crossfade from the image of Thor's armor to your armor in a more modern time. As you're on...
I'm excited. We're now on the spaceship with the alien and my vampire friend.
Not the spaceship. The you weren't able to steal the spaceship. You're in the advanced VTOL.
Yes, sorry, the advanced VTOL.
Yeah.
You want me to find? I think we. Let me see if I.
I know we had a canonical image of the advanced VTOL. I just don't know where it was kept. We showed it in a session. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I remember. It was very big, very sci-fi-y. It looked almost like a flying cruise ship. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah. There's it was an example image from some artist on Tumblr who makes like cool sci-fi artwork stuff. Well, who knows how? All right, I don't think it's buried in our DMs. I think if it's buried anywhere, it's probably an Ulrich talk on gas because I've scrolled far enough in the DMs that it's before when we had those sessions.
Yeah, hold on, let me go and check.
Hang on. I don't want to spend too much time just scrolling looking for an image, so I'm just trying to like. Ooh, actually, hang on. Here's a really good image. We've shown this in the past. What a exosuit in setting looks kind of like. A full-scale exosuit. Of course, some people only get something that's like a partial exosuit rather than a full scale.
I found it, by the way. I found it
at the exact same time, I think. Yes. So this is the reference for what his current VTOL looks like. Like something kind of like this, but replace the engines on the side with like excuse me, with like helicarrier style propellers, if that makes sense. So sorry, I'm just looking at the very cool Hearts of Iron stuff that happened right around it. Words. So now we're cut to modern day where it's you and the Danger Squad inside their vehicle. So again, to go over again the members of Danger Squad. There is. Do you want to go over them?
No, you go ahead. I feel like you would go over them. I know for a fact I'm going to miss someone. we have the doctor. I know that the doctor in captivity.
I wouldn't call him a member of Danger Squad.
No, but he's our ticket. You know, he's
so
our ticket.
Rico, Rico Valentine, aka KillStreak, who we've been following some of his time in the past when he was with the military. Child of a super soldier and wearer of an advanced military power armor. There is the alien who I think you officially decided you want to call them Biff.
Yeah, that was just like for the sake of conversation because I could not remember what their name is, and I remember we thought of something really cool.
Yeah, and now I don't remember. I don't remember what it is at all because I didn't write it down in the moment, and now I just don't remember it. You know, the alien. There's an alien that they've recruited. Oh God, how did I describe their appearance again?
Tyrant. How the hell does a chick have a healing factor? Well, that will be revealed.
Yeah. Which I'm gonna throw out, because I never super established it super well. Those of you who followed the series up to this point, that character has already appeared in a session with the Moth, hint hint. We saw a white-haired woman with a scar on her eye. It all ties together. There is... so the alien, appearance-wise, forgive me if this is described a little different from its first appearance. It has 4 legs that are like very closely, like they are closely arranged to where at a distance you might think it just had 2 legs, you know, because the way they're like set up on its body, like 2 normal human legs, but it's like 2 legs that sit very close together on either side. It has 4 big buff arms and 2 smaller, weaker arms that can either fold up over the shoulders or fold down under the rib cage. It stands at, I want to say, I think I said 7 feet tall in height. Has sort of bluish gray hair. Has a mouth that is sort of like, imagine a predator type mouth, but underneath is a normal mouth. So it has sort of a cover, like a skin cover it can put over its normal mouth. That is held on like predator style mandibles. You know, so he's a big old boy.
Yes, he's got 4 arms, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like I said, 2 big buff arms, 2 weaker arms.
Yes.
But then there is Carlos Vendetta.
AKA...
Vendetta is what he's gone by now. He's settled on that as his cool nickname. And Carlos fucking... Words. He's just he's a normal soldier. Currently he has on some semi-working exoskeleton legs, but he's basically just a really skilled soldier. There is DayZ, the artificial program, half made by aliens, half made by people, that serves as the group's sort of figurehead and guide of sorts, like their idea person. And there is the most recently recorded Fuel, the literal vampire who they recruited in Eastern Europe last session. Yep. Last one of KillStreak sessions. So with that, to describe the appearances a little better, Vendetta is of Hispanic descent, has sort of a very like squared off features, I think is the best way to describe it. Looking almost like the guy from Deus Ex as he's depicted in the early games in terms of body build wise, if that helps.
Yep.
Fuel, he's a very classic Eastern European like facial structure with like the sort of high cheekbones, strong chin, and he's got long black hair and sort of a like he currently has a black beard as well, but he's like, with your guys' help, sort of roughly cut it, so now it's just like a very short, close beard. And he's very scrawny. He's got that. He's got that Morbin time build.
Would he look a little bit like Alucard from Hellsing? Kinda. Just with a big fluffy beard.
Probably not. Like, I feel like Alucard doesn't have the like physical build of this guy. Like Alucard's a bit more of like a normal healthy build. This guy's fucking scrawny. And do you want to describe DayZ's appearance since you designed them?
Yes. So DayZ is basically, if you know, like Playboy bunny rabbit kind of girl, a little kind of like that, like with the bunny rabbits, like ears poking from their head. But they have like a puffy. They kind of look like they're like an internet troll or like an e-girl kind of, in the sense of they have this flashy outwear. They do show a range of different colors based on moods. So like, you know, yellow for happy or blue for sad or something like that. They're typically either yellow or white for being neutral. She has long hair. Typically wears high heels, although there are times where she can also take a form of like a chibi version of like a bunny rabbit or something like that. It's when she's being her absolute trolliest. And she's just very curious about stuff.
Yeah. So there's KillStreak's sidekick that he designed, that Greg designed. So now words.
Tyrant just said, would Bufango be a good name for the alien?
Bufango. I know. I wish I could. I keep meaning to go back into the session and look up the name, but it's such a long fucking session that I have to sort through to find it.
Yep.
what had happened was it made it made a sound in its language that sounded close to a humanoid name, and we gave it that.
Yes.
Hey, first person to throw that name at me in the Discord server, you'll get brownie points from me, because God, I want to remember the original name we gave it, and I didn't write it down at the time, and I have so much shit I'm going through for, like, taking notes on sessions, as well as having to build more sessions and do other things that I'm having to do, that I just have, like, every time I realize, like, fuck, I haven't done that yet, I'm always like, but I have so much other shit I gotta do, fuck. There's always more pressing things, and I'm always like, God damn it, write another KillStreak session. I don't have the alien's name written down.
It was a really cool name.
Yeah. But, so, the, words in my mouth, I can speak them. We're now in modern day with the entire crew. And I can use words. I can speak them. As you're all, you know, everyone's like, so basically sort of sat around inside the fucking VTOL, and the, Daisy, she's like, we've now started to put together a semblance of a team that will be able to take on some of what we need to face. So now, it's time that we properly go over the orchestrators of this war. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention one more person that's in the group. The doctor, I have his name written down. Joran. Professor Joran, who is not a member of the team because they fucking kidnapped him. So Joran's just there in the ship, still handcuffed to a seat.
Yeah, we raided Area 51. It was fun.
It's been literally a month, I think, that you've just had him handcuffed here as you guys are getting, like...
Well, I mean, we've had him use the bathroom outside the VTOL. I mean...
I imagine you've let him bathe.
Yeah, of course, and we feed him. Usually with, like, little choo-choo and airplane noises, too, like... Here it comes.
Can you hear Here comes the crashed alien aircraft.
I don't want that stuff. It's oh, here's today's MRE. It's like they're giving the worst MREs, like tuna or what's another MRE? Oh, you know what? It's the vegetarian one. It's the
Altuurna.
Oh man.
But with that, she mentions, you know, like, now it's time for us to start going to the people who are truly behind this war. And the doc's like, this is still crazy. And she said, she goes on, it's like, you don't have a say in the matter. As she just sort of like waves him off. When I was connected to the Cerulean network, they were running a multitude of calculations, and I've kept a large amount of the information I gathered from them. As soon as I realized the evil nature of my captors at the time, and I believe that there are three major, I can use words. There are three major figureheads behind all of this. The first is the head of Cerulean Industries, Percy. And she, like, shows the image of the guy. He's got, like, dyed blue hair, and he's, like, sort of a skinny, Twinkie-looking guy.
Yep.
The owner of Cerulean Industries, and the one who had helped to program me. He is a certifiable genius and profits off the continuation of this war, and helped in setting the early stage or the early groundwork to keep it perpetuated after the assassination of Osama bin Laden. Which, God, just to reiterate that in-universe lore for clarification, War on Terror went the same as in our world right up until Osama bin Laden was killed, at which point fictional group known as Sphinx takes control of all terrorist groups in the Middle East. We're not fighting any real life faction that needs to be worried about. But anyway, yeah, so this guy helped set up the orchestration of this Sphinx group. The next is the current president of the United States, and she shows a picture of not Joe Biden. Just gonna throw that out. Fictional setting, not Joe Biden.
Stereotypical white president.
Exactly, stereotypical white old guy. Like,
I have a name for him. John Smith. President John Smith.
yes, John Smith. Exactly. He's like old white man McGee president. Yeah. President John Smith. It's a... Cerulean Industries had initially discussed the concept of keeping this war perpetuated in order to turn the large swaths of the Middle East into testing fields for military equipment, and in order to create a war to perpetuate patriotism within the United States. The war continues to help his political party hold favor in all elections. Both of these individuals can be brought down swiftly with the release of the information we've gathered. Once everybody knows what's truly going on, they'll with any luck, not only will they not vote for him, but he will be impeached. And Cerulean Industries' position within the stocks is sure to plummet immediately, taking the head of Cerulean out of power.
And now comes the question as to how do we get this information out there?
I'm already looking into calculating the perfect moment to release it. The important thing is that we release it at a time that will cause the most minimal amount of chaos. If we were to release this information now, it would surely cause riots across the United States and the Middle East. As well as sections of Europe that are involved within countries of Europe that are involved in the war. Which is why you shouldn't do it! And like the guy starts like angrily yelling, and then a glass tube that surrounds his seat drops down. All the suits have little glass tubes that can drop down. As I was saying, the real reason we need the team isn't because of them, but because of the third primary orchestrator. One that I believe that my creator wasn't even aware of.
And that is?
I don't know.
Oh, can the group hijack control over any satellites?
Wait, what? Not yet. Oh, wait, sorry, you asked in character?
No, Tyrant said that.
Oh, can they hijack? Oh, I didn't see that. Currently, no, they don't really have a good ability to do something like that. The resources they would need for it.
She's an AI, but she's also kind of a wanted AI on top of that. That probably leave a lot of breadcrumbs to find them.
Yeah, she says, she's like, I don't know when you ask who it is.
Do we have at least a location?
Nope.
Then how do we contact this person?
That's where things get a little hard. See, all of my data points pointed towards something. That the orchestration of this event was far too great for Cerulean, for either Cerulean or the President of America to single-handedly orchestrate. The amount of moving parts here would require an international network, and Cerulean Industries was not yet the bustling industry, or the bustle, was not yet the. Cerulean Innovations. I've been saying the name wrong. Cerulean Innovations was not at the peak they are at now. The war is what helped them to reach that position. I believe that that their actions were guided and orchestrated by a third party, an individual who my creator has been in contact with, but I have not been able to become privy to the interactions. But I've been attempting to narrow down who they may be or where they may be positioned. And I believe that the answer has been sitting in front of us all along. And she brings up the logo of Sphinx, the fake terrorist organization. This is not the first time that this organization's name has been used. Their name dates back further. During the Vietnam War, the insignia of the organization known as Sphinx was utilized on a collection of projects involving your own father, Major Freedom. And she shows like various images from like Vietnam War era photography. They were also the same symbol also appeared during the Korean War, helping the Un family. That's their family name, right? Kim Jong-un.
The Un family.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to remember the name of the rest of them. Helping the Un family to supply their munitions, and you see again pictures that have like munitions boxes with it. Going even further back, there was a subsect of the German Army's research divisions during World War II, known that was codenamed Sphinx, and you see again the same symbol on a giant brass, like printed on the side of a giant brass bell. And even as far back, the furthest back recorded incidents I could find of this symbol is from World War I, as the primary funders of the Black Hand assassin organization who killed Franz Ferdinand. And Carlos looks over, he's like, are you trying to, what kind of Illuminati shit are you trying to sell us on right now? You're really trying to say that all of these wars were interconnected by one organization? And then Fuel speaks up, I buy it. He will have a thick Romanian accent, but I cannot do a thick Romanian accent. So, actually, no, correction. He speaks Romanian. So in Romanian, he says, I buy it. But then they're using the holographic projections that the lab has. Daisy is giving him real-time actual subtitles for everyone.
At least the vampire agrees.
I've heard the term Sphinx as well. Back when I was fighting in Vlad's army. And I recognized that symbol as well. Soldiers had it on their knight. Soldiers had it on their shields. Whenever you tried to push south, we were faced by powerful military forces that had that symbol. Perhaps they've been orchestrating things for even further back. I believe it is Daisy speaks up. I believe it is exactly as Carlos put it. Illuminati shit.
Illuminati shit.
Illuminati is not exactly the word I would use, but an organization that dates back several centuries may have been all of their actions may have been working towards creating a scenario like what they have now. A perpetuated war to aid them towards some unknown end. If I could theorize off of some of their actions in the past... Judging by the fact that they were a research division in World War I, as well as seem to have, in World War II, as well as seem to have had their hands within the super soldier program that created both your father and the one that created your armor, it's possible they're working towards the advancement of military technology for unknown reasons.
Do we have a name of list of people that were involved in the making of my armor?
I have a complete collection of them, Dr. Duran here being one of them. And everybody looks at him, and he's just sat there in his glass tank, and he like looks up for a moment, and everyone's looking at him, and then the tank opens up, and he's like, why are you all looking at me?
We could probably track down and see what they're influencing next. Try to be there before they are. And stop whatever advancements they're putting up.
I believe actions like that would be our best way to track them down. infiltrating facilities that we know they've had had involvement in.
At least
And then-
until we can get a good thorough rundown where their main base is.
And that's exactly why I'm setting our next location to. And then all of a sudden, like, a red beeping comes from the console, and she looks over. Whoa.
What? Oh, what do you mean by that?
It seems as though that a aircraft is locked onto our position and is flying towards us at a very high speed.
Can we get any thermals, any readings, Raft?
She immediately starts like bringing up like data for all of you to see. It seems as though another VTOL is moving in towards us, but this one is designed much more for high speed action. It's much faster. It's much faster than ours. We'll never be able to outrun it.
I'm issuing evasive maneuvers.
Everybody should probably get strapped into their seats, or take up gunner spots.
I recommend that we have gunner spots. We're not going to outrun this foe. We prepare for something big coming up.
I'm attempting to utilize our device's scan or our ship's scanners in order to get a read on them. Oh, sorry, I just saw the thing from Tyrant King. Please tell me Windows isn't the third partner. Microsoft is the Illuminati.
Secretly, Jeff. Oh my god, I almost said him. Secretly, Bill Gates is planning all of this, and we don't even know it. He's
Actually,
playing chess.
Here's the irony. Cerulean Innovations is in fact the Microsoft of this universe.
What cool fate.
They make the primary OS that most technology is built off of. They make
wonder why I hated my new suit OS.
they make they utilize the cerulean the cerulean God, what's the word? What's the word for like a software that lets you interact with things? Operating system. Operating system. Is Cerulean OS. Their only real big competition is the Vermilion OS from Vermeil Industries.
Tyrant, you were indeed correct, except there were less Epsteins involved in this one, I would think.
Oh no. Let's not talk about the Epstein stuff.
Sorry.
Who wants some pizza?
Oh man.
Anyway, let's move forward. So yeah, she's like, I'm going to attempt to get scans on the aircraft. And as you guys are, all like getting into positions, I assume you're gonna take a gunner spot, right?
Yes. Actually, I feel like he'd have the alien guy protect the doctor in the event that they're coming for the doctor.
She shows images of the device or of the aircraft, and the aircraft is similar to yours but smaller and skinnier with a larger engine on the back. This exact aircraft has already seen battle activity according to my records. It was used by a group known as Epsilon Unit.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Engaging evasive maneuvers. Everybody hold on to your seats. And then with that, the ship starts shaking around as, in an outside perspective, the ship is dipping and dodging and swerving and avoiding, gunfire.
KillStreak is up on the turret. He's just aiming at the other craft, shooting back at it.
Oh, I never put away the other UI after the other fight ended. My bad. My bad. Give me just 2 seconds as I get the new battle bar up. Oh, I should choose a different shade of blue than that, huh? Aw, there we go. But yeah, you're gonna attempt to fire on the ship?
Yes.
Alright. So... So you roll 5 dice by default plus 1 from military training, and you're going to be at a disadvantage because of the evasive maneuvers.
Yep.
Anything else I'm forgetting?
I do have my military training. I do want to keep that into the backlog.
Yeah, I did roll for that. Also, it's worth mentioning that, words.
Yep.
The, hitting this will be a level 3 challenge, shooting at it.
Okay.
So anything else relevant?
Other than maybe my power armor stuff, because in the event that, like, he's shooting directly where he's stationed at.
Currently, none of that's relevant.
Okay, so then in which case, that's probably about it.
So you rolled 6 successes, which means with it having been a level 3 challenge, you get 4 damage on them.
Nice.
With your initial shot. So you fire at them, and you immediately you nail your shot with what you fire. And actually, I should have rolled an additional one because Carlos also took a gunning position. Vendetta.
Yes.
And he pushes it to a full 5 damage. As the two of you unload on him.
Damn.
One disadvantage of being so fast. Your movements are more predictable, assholes. And as it flies underneath you, you see, like, the back of it, or out of the back of it, something thunk, launches out and hits the bottom of the aircraft.
He's like, I got a bad feeling about this.
That doesn't this seems very bad. Something's latched onto the outside of our aircraft, and with that, the floor just rips open. And you see number 2 and his, armor climb through the hole.
Shit. So I guess KillStreak is making a ducking towards number 2.
His armor, which when you previously saw it was all gray colors, has been painted with an orange and red color scheme, and like on its helmet, it has painted up to have a skull, and on the chest says Reaper.
Reaper.
As he just climbs through, and like he's like climbing out, and everybody's looking over like, oh fuck, you know. And with that, hold on, we are actually going to break out a secondary fight. Hold on.
Is it an air fight called an aerial? Yes, it is called an aerial dogfight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see that message. Ba-ba-da-bop. Ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-da-bop. Ba-ba-da-bop-bop. So now we have a second bar for the fight inside the ship. As he emerges and he like looks towards you, and you just hear KillStreak. And he's going to start running at you, and it is I'm gonna say that's another combat at the beginning, and I'm gonna let it be your turn. So you can choose to stay in the gunner seat and fire at their ship more, or you can run towards this dude.
He's gonna have Carlos stay in his gunner seat. Actually, gonna issue command take out the VTOL while he handles Reaper.
Got it.
So
the alien is just sort of standing back, watching over the dock you guys have held hostage.
So KillStreak is just bracing for him as he ram into KillStreak.
So you're just trying to defend. So you're gonna hold your action to improve your defensive roll.
Yes.
Alright, so you roll 5 by default on a defensive action. Avoiding being hurt by this guy is a level 5 challenge, by the way.
I don't doubt it. Since he's number 2.
You roll 5 by default, get 2 bonus dice from defense or from armor and shield, and an advantage die as a result of you holding action to prepare. And you got 3 successes with one dice break.
So 2 successes.
Yeah. Unless you spend hero points to modify that in any way.
Means star points.
Star points, yes. 2 successes against a level 5 attack means you take 3 damage. Or not 3 damage, but the grid moves 3 against you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say what happens is he runs into you, tackles you, and basically embeds you into the wall there.
Okay, yep.
Because you're like, it has like the shield like shatters like glass and like starts like, you know, little cracks are like floating through the air around you. Yep. And you hear from Daisy, "Oof, that hurt. I think his armor's gotten some. It looks like his armor's gotten some upgrades." And she flies behind it, and like basically like with her hologram projection that's just on your visor, she sort of grabs the back of his armor and like pulls, and she pulls out like a ghost of his armor and is like pulling it apart, looking at it.
Keep analyzing. I'll keep him distracted.
Got it. And so now it's your turn.
He's gonna, if he's pinned against the wall, he's gonna exert as much super strength that he has within his body, push him back away from the wall to be in a more steady position.
So, and you're gonna try and just like push him away from you, is what you're saying?
Well, no, like, okay, so you know how ball practice, like the 2 players collide with each other and they're pushing each other back and forth.
Yeah.
Like a tussle? It's something like that. Like he's like push, like you can see the sparks of Reaper's shoes as he's gritting across them.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you want this. Is this basically a flavored attack? Correct.
Yes.
2 extra dice due to you having strength and power armor. Okay. You're getting lots of dice bursts. You got 5 successes with 1 dice break.
Damn.
Meaning that means you're failing by 1 point because of that dice break.
Oh, then I guess I'll just spend some star to even it out.
Yeah. So that means you deal 1 damage. Or you move it 1 in your favor. So you're able to get up out of your pinned-in spot on the wall.
Sweet.
Meanwhile, Carlos unloads some shots on the enemy's aircraft. Daisy is simultaneously trying to analyze the armor and fly the ship. The alien realizes what's going on and, like, he looks over. "Me fly!" And he runs across the room and, like, gets into the piloting position so Daisy can focus.
What's Fuel doing?
He is just standing back watching currently.
Probably for the best.
And Daisy, as she like starts pulling it apart and is looking, she's like, his armor seems to be designed very differently from yours. I guess that was evident, but whereas you have whereas a lot of the energy in yours was devoted to giving you a power shield, all of his has been devoted to increasing the strength of his armor using some sort of unusual actuators.
Do we have any weak points on him that I can use against him?
The big glowing spot on the back of his armor. If you can break that, it'll start leaking out the power fluid that he has.
Got it.
Although, don't let any get on you. Through your armor, I should say. According to my readings, it's very radioactive.
I'll keep that in mind.
Alright. So now is his turn. He's basically gonna, like, rear back and fucking try and headbutt you and then start punching you.
I feel like KillStreak is gonna dodge that headbutt.
Alright.
I'll throw in 3 star points.
Oh. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes with 2 dice breaks. Oof. Meaning, even if you got rid of the dice breaks, you'd still be losing by 1 point.
Oof.
do you just accept as is and take 3 damage, or do you want to modify things in any way?
No, I'll take 3 damage. That's fine.
Liquid plutonium. Kind of. It's not plutonium, but it is very radioactive. So, 3 points against you. Words in my mouth. I can speak them. I can speak words. So that was his turn, beating you down. The ship, meanwhile, is continuing to try and, like, fire on you guys, but evasive maneuvers is happening, and it sort of jostles both of you apart from each other. After, like, as he's, like, beating you down, you get, like, the ship jostles and he stumbles back a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I just thought of it. Alrighty. I'm gonna fucking ram him into his own ship.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, I'm gonna charge, and I'm jumping out of my ship, my VTOL, with him onto his VTOL.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sprinkle in 20 star points.
Okay. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. +2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, let's see how this goes. Holy shit. Let's see here. Okay. I got a lot of dice to roll, sorry. So it takes me a moment. Dot, 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 dot. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, sorry. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 successes with 2 dice breaks. The grid cannot move more than 5 points with 1 attack. So it moves back up to a matching position. Meanwhile, the fight with the ship, Vandita gets more shots. So, that's how that looks. As you brought it back to even in the hand-to-hand fight in the other, like with the other. So you guys land down on top of his craft, like his craft. As you fall down, Fuel looks down, and in Romanian he says, "Oh, this is quite fun."
Oh man, I love Fuel. Fuel, don't ever change. You're awesome.
So you guys are now on top of this fucking thing.
This is like a Smash Brothers brawl, right?
Yes, oh my god, it is so much like a Smash level.
It's that level of Star Fox when you're fighting on Fox or Wolf.
On the Great Fox, but it's way smaller than it's supposed to be for some reason.
Yes.
Always bothers me how small the Great Fox is in that level. Like, the Great Fox is fucking huge. What? Why is he so tiny there?
How big is the Great Fox?
Big enough that it, like, the little doorway that they show in the back could fit a jet fighter into it. It's a fucking, it contains an airfield, little airstrip in it. It's like, it's big. It's supposed to be huge. We never get like a clear, concise number, but it's huge.
Okay. Shit.
So in that level, everybody's been turned into kaijus apparently.
Apparently.
But anyway, the words. The words in my mouth that I speak. I can use these words. It's now his turn as you guys like land down, and he's gonna basically try and run at and tackle you.
KillStreak is going to jump and dodge, and I'm gonna sprinkle in 5 star points.
All right. So you get Literally just enough successes to leap over him. You land down, and you hear over your comms, should I keep firing on them?
Yeah, keep firing. I'll find my way back up.
Alright, whatever you say. And so he does exactly as you said, continues firing, and once again, boop boop. So, their ship is already worse for wear. From you guys firing on it and doing evasive maneuvers around it. What do you do with your action?
After he jumped on top of him, does he have like a brief moment where Reaper still like has his back kind of turned to him?
Yes.
He's gonna take full advantage of that moment. Pop his cherry.
Oh my.
Actually, wait. Is there, because I know I'm not supposed to get it on the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a piece of a craft he can just like rip off to just jab it in there, or?
Yeah, okay, oh. Well, no, she said don't let it get in your armor, is what she said.
Oh, in the armor. Oh,
so you're gonna try and punch it. You're gonna try and
Yeah.
punch him, okay.
I'm gonna fist him. And I'm sprinkling 3 points to that.
And I'm gonna give you an advantage because his back's to you. Alright. So 5 successes is the initial bar you have to cross with your roll. Because he's terrifyingly strong.
Enrich hydraulic fluid. I don't, maybe.
It's currently non-defined sci-fi comic book radioactive liquid.
See, in the book I'm doing... Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is already, but I haven't clarified what it is. You go ahead, because you're writing a book about KillStreak that is like a separate continuity, correct?
It's not purely about KillStreak, but KillStreak does make an appearance. And yeah, so the way that it's set up in that is that in that universe, it's actually has to do with batteries. So like the alien technology that they found is a very unique battery source. It's not like anything out there. The best way to describe it is like lithium batteries, but if lithium batteries had to use like dark matter as a fuel source.
Okay. Where was it? Alright, so you rolled 5 successes and 1 dice break. Do you want to spend the point to do 1 damage to him?
Yes.
But you do in fact punch through the back of the suit, and the liquid goes spraying out, like bursting out.
Oh, since it's also on like a jet, wouldn't it be like spewing out on top of that?
Yes. I'm getting Rising Revengeance vibes.
Yeah.
And he sort of like stumbles forward and like reaching back, like stepping away to get your hand out of him. Meanwhile, the hatch on the top of the aircraft opens up and emerges number 1. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, you're so quiet. Number 1 emerges out.
He looks over briefly in surprise.
KillStreak! We don't have to do this.
I'm afraid you have no idea what you're stepping into.
Yeah, alright. We just need the doctor back for you to come along silently for trial.
You know I can't do that.
I know. And he draws his gun and he's gonna try and fire upon you.
He's gonna dodge and let him hit his friend, number 2.
Okay, that's gonna come with a disadvantage then.
I'm gonna use my star points to get rid of it.
Okay, so that's 1. It's gonna be a level 4 challenge to dodge.
Okay.
You got 4 successes with 1 dice break.
Okay.
Do you spend a hero point or the star
Yeah,
point?
I'll spend the star point.
So you dodge and he fires on his friend. Meanwhile, on your end, Carlos continues firing down, and the ship is sputtering now. It's like a little bit more away from falling. On your next turn, it will begin for descent.
Alright, so this is the part where he does his calling card. Pieces out.
And but actually, you hear. I think this my entertainment from this has fluttered. You hear that in your head. Or I know, but you would hear it in Romanian. So you hear in Romanian in your head, but that means you literally don't understand it.
Wait, what? He's like, what?
In your head in Romanian, you hear that.
No, I heard
yeah.
it.
And you see from the little hole that was made in the bottom of your ship, smoke goes spilling out. And it just starts like enrapture around you guys, and there's like a swarm of bats flying around in a foggy, like smoke and fog. And of course, they're all looking up like, what the fuck is going on, you know? And from fucking the smoke, like, a human torso, arms, and head all start to emerge as you see fuel just sort of manifest from the smoke. And he says again in Romanian, "Let's move on, shall we?" And giant spider legs emerge from this fog and stab through the aircraft as you are scooped up and lifted back up through the hole.
Holy shit.
And that happened. Their ship starts, like, descend, and they're basically trying to crash without dying at this point. As he's flying away, he grabs a single metal plate off their ship and comes up and reseals the hole in the bottom of yours with it. And
so he sealed up his ship.
Yeah, he sealed up the hole that was in your guys' ship as he brings you in.
Sweet.
Did I just see that right? Vendetta says. And, Daisy, she's like, that was an interesting sight. And
well,
in Romanian he says, "Now then, where were we heading? I'm getting quite bored of being in this aircraft."
You have a damn vampire in your group. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you missed you weren't here for last KillStreak episode. Yeah. He's got he's got a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Fuel is an interesting figure.
Yes. He is the best vampire out there.
So yeah, he just scooped you up and was like, "Okay, we're done here, bored."
So they're taking off and all that stuff.
Yep.
Sweet. I think at this point, like, KillStreak's trying to decompress a little bit from that.
And so I'm gonna say we've now hit the point of all of the planned events of the session have occurred. At this point, it's just roleplay.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to talk about, do, or discuss with them?
I feel like KillStreak's kind of like he's taken off his armor. I feel like at this point it'd be a little bit after, like, maybe 30 minutes after what just happened, that they're all just kind of like, got coffees around the cooler and says, "Hey, how's it going?" And I feel like he's talking to the alien guy a little bit more.
The alien?
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk to him about?
About his, what his life was like, before he came down to Earth. What was he like before?
He sort of like seems like contemplate for him. He's like, people, travelers, star to star, learning, growing, helping.
So you helped people learn.
And they help us. Or no, we help them, they help us, is what he says.
Would these people influence you in not just thinking, but maybe speaking or another context and forms?
He nods.
Interesting. Have you ever figured out what the whole purpose of life is? Or at least what you think what the purpose of life is?
He pauses for a moment. Seems to like think for a moment and
The KillStreak is just sitting there. He's just like, no. Yeah, okay.
You found the most interesting collection of individuals. Fuel says again, speaking in Romanian, while looking at Daisy. And she just looks. She's like, "Oh, thank you." I like to think whenever you're talking, you're not wearing your helmet anymore. I was gonna see you have subtitles in the corner of your visor.
No, he's taking off his armor.
Yeah. But she does in fact display subtitles below him whenever he talks, so if you're looking at him, you know what he says.
Actually, has Fuel seen him out of his...
I think this is the first time we've had it happen in an episode.
Oh. Okay, I guess we can explore that a little bit.
Yeah,
alright. So he's out of his armor, and now he's talking with Fuel.
Yeah, Fuel, so how do you initiate conversation? What do you want to say to him?
Oh, I'm sure Daisy's right there for translation, but he's gonna ask him, what was it like, living back then so long ago? I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff from people that life back then wasn't so great, but, was the place greener? Or, I don't know.
I mean, about as good as you could expect. I was a soldier for most of my life, fighting in Vlad's army. That was when we all first showed up.
Okay. So, what was it like serving under Vlad?
He was a bit of a dick. He didn't view humans as his equals. He had no qualm in eviscerating them. He saw you as lesser, which, in some ways of speaking, you are, but I don't think human life is any less valuable than ours. Life is life, after all.
I think that's a very fair point. I'm assuming that you must have been a soldier of great importance for you to be, buried with the blood hunters that much.
The blood hunters? Oh, those chaps in the robes that were there when you freed me.
Yes.
I hardly know who they were. Vlad was the one who imprisoned me when I betrayed him. Our kind can't die. We can only be imprisoned. And that's what he did to me.
So what caused you to betray Vlad, or quote-unquote betray?
Well, like I said, he didn't exactly view human life as high on the priority list. And I was tired of the senseless massacre.
Well, yeah, but was it like, a loved one that got to you? Or was it, I don't know, a mission? Or something?
I just didn't like the killing.
Okay. That's still good.
Do you really need a dramatic reason to realize that it's wrong to take another's life, especially senselessly?
No, but as you can pay attention around the ship here, I mean, be a pattern.
My hope was to take Vlad's head off and impale him. You see, with our kind, once you stick something in us, that part can't transform. We can't heal our wounds when they're still held open.
Would you by any...
Yeah. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
If I was able to, well, turn him from Vlad the Impaler to Vlad the Impaled, there wouldn't be much he could do about it.
Would you by any chance know where Vlad... Well, I doubt it, but would you know where Vlad would be buried?
Not the foggiest. I lost in the battle against him. Again, hence my imprisonment. That keep was where he was staying at the time when I fought him.
Then it's something we can look to figure out.
I mean, if you haven't seen him as of recently, I can only assume that whoever fought him after me did what I could not.
That's the thing about people, that when you think they're dead, turn out to be, that's not true.
Oh, well, he's certainly not dead. You can't kill a vampire. You can only lock us away.
He started to scratch his head. He feels like he's like, yeah. Did you have a wife or any children back then?
Never had the time. Though I did have a number of lovers in the military.
Oh. Well, there you go.
A few of the gentlemen had a build not too dissimilar from yours, actually.
Oh.
And he sort of like looks you up and down with a cocked eyebrow.
He's just like, oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate the flattery.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like this appearance? Maybe this would be better. And he transforms and he gets a physical build very similar to Daisy's.
He's like, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much. I'm gonna.
What's wrong? Not interested?
It's a person of interest. I appreciate it. I just. Hey, would you look at that? I got ramen noodle. Look at that. I got, you see, he starts starting over.
What's great is the whole airship is just one room, so you basically just run to the other side of the airship.
I just picture him like going to his room. He has like a cardboard box. He puts it over like his head. He's like, I'm in my safe place. I'm in my safe place.
This felt like a fun almost post-credits sequence. But yeah, I think we should wrap up there so I can go and get some food in me.
Yes. Thank you again. This is awesome.
I hope all y'all have enjoyed. On the day that this is going live on YouTube, hold on, I can actually plug something, I think. There'll be an episode of BioShock going up. You can go check that out. Yesterday there would have been a episode of Old World Blues, the Chosen One's Legacy. The last episode with the shitty audio mixing, that was a mistake on my part that I didn't realize until after the recording session. And even earlier the week that this goes live, a couple days ago, there was an art stream where we made art for Night in the Woods, and in that stream, we announced what the next new series will be. So you're gonna want to go and check that out. Go watch that, figure out what the new series that's starting next week is. And actually, that being said, there's a few things happening next week. In fact, tomorrow, swing back and you can see the return of Magifix Reread Deponia, or Play Deponia. Yay! Do you have anything you want to plug?
Well, besides my cough. So I know I've been off Twitch. I am coming back on Twitch. I made that announcement the last time I was on. I didn't exactly have a date figured out. Admittedly, a date is still kind of iffy. But the best estimated guess I can say I'm coming back is later on this month, maybe even early next month, because I'm still figuring out my schedule at work. But other than that, when I do come back, I will be doing a grand stream, streaming Halo, the positives and the negatives. Probably going to check out the MCC. Supposedly the MCC is coming out with an update where a lot of the cut content is going to be in an update. So anybody can play like the cut content of like Halo 2 or like Halo C or something. So
didn't they add like a sort of zombies mode?
Yeah, that's where Halo 3, dude. We got to do a stream about that. That's so.
Ye-
I remember playing it by myself. I had so much. I didn't survive like past wave 5, but
I need to sit down and play that game more with Arm, and then work my way through the series and figure out what the fuck is going on.
plug. Please follow this holy man and his crusade with his GF to rid the galaxy of space herpes and the elitist alien groups that want to destroy the memes.
But anyway, those of you on YouTube, see you later. Ta-ta.
Adios. Bye bye.